Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let's discuss something very important. The pain of remembering Linux networking. A lot of people learn Linux networking, but after a while, they forget the things that they learned. Especially this is with Linux networking. Now in today's world, networking has become very important, irrespective of domain. Developers, QA engineers, DevOps engineers, SRE engineers, everyone must learn Linux networking. Of course, if you are a DevOps aspirant, it's even more important for you. Now, the challenge that I noticed is not about learning networking. If you search for networking on YouTube, you will find hundreds of videos. In fact, even I have created a 3 hours networking tutorial which covers pretty much everything that you need, right from IP address to CIDR to Docker networking, AWS networking, Azure networking, everything is covered in the tutorial. But the major challenge for people is remembering it after 3 months, remembering it maybe after 6 months. This is the challenge. And it's also important because today you might not attend the interview right after your preparation. You might attend the interview 3 months down the line or 6 months down the line. So going back, watching that 3 hours tutorial, 6 hours tutorial becomes a bottleneck for you. This is a problem that I want to solve. Now, I spent good enough time to understand why a lot of people are requesting for more networking tutorials on the channel because I've already created one. And the networking tutorial is watched by more than 400K people. Then, after some research, I realized it's not about the videos, but people need a very quick revision material. Now, after watching the video, they prepare the self notes, but even looking at the self notes down the line does not help them a lot. So, to solve this problem, I created A to Z networking guide. My initial idea was to create an ebook or maybe to publish a book to Amazon, the networking guide. But then I felt I don't want to deal with publishing challenges at this point because I'm too occupied with multiple things. So I decided to prepare a short handbook and share the PDF files. But the challenge with PDF files is that, you know, once there is an issue in the PDF file, you have to keep creating new version of the PDF files. And communicating those PDF files, new versions, is not that easy. So then I thought, why not create a GitHub repository? In fact, I started my content creation journey by creating some GitHub repos. So I went back and spent this entire weekend to prepare A to Z Linux networking GitHub guide. This is a public repository. You don't have to share any information. You don't have to comment anything to get it to your email. Just check the link in the description. Keep watching the repository. If you think there is something wrong, create an issue. If you think you can add something, create a pull request. This way, we all can build a networking guide together and better. That is the whole idea. So this networking guide will be a revision material. It doesn't matter which networking tutorial you watched on YouTube or which networking course that you took outside YouTube. You can use this networking guide because this will sum up everything that you need, right from IP addresses to Kubernetes networking. Now, let me quickly show you how to follow this guide. This is very important. Please watch my explanation, how you have to start reading this guide so that you can complete the reading guide in order and also complete it in 1 to 2 hours of time. That's the whole idea. You have an interview tomorrow. Just get back to this networking guide, quickly read through the topics and prepare yourself for the interview. Let's get started. So the first and most important thing, just follow the notes in the same order that you see. If you look at the folders, you will find the folders with 01, 02 till 11. Now, either you're learning networking or recollecting the concepts, this is the same order that you have to follow. Start with 0, 1 and eventually move to 11. A lot of people start with HTTP, load balancing, firewalls. Trust me, that's the wrong thing to do. Always start from the basics. And I have curated the structure in the same order. First of all, I'll help you understand the structure, and then I will deep dive into one of the folder to help you understand the level of depth that this networking nodes provide. Trust me, it took a lot of time for me to prepare this networking notes. So just watch it till the end. So you will start with IP addressing, the fundamentals of networking. What is an IP address? What is subnet? What is CIDR? And when do you actually use public subnet, private subnet? How do you define CIDR range for your networking? And every folder that you cover also covers real-time use cases. So it's not that you just recollect the concept of IP address, but in the interview, if they ask you, how did you define CIDR block? You will be able to explain with a real-time example. Then you will learn about TCP IP. This section also covers OSI model. Then you will learn about DNS. DNS is very important. So that's why there is a dedicated section for DNS in this notes. Then you will learn about HTTP and HTTPS. What is the fundamental difference? What is the significance of SSL? And how do you protect your website? Then you will learn about load balancing, a very comprehensive tutorial where you will learn different types of load balancing. What is the advantage of using load balancing? What are load balancing techniques? Everything that you need. Then we have a section for firewalls right after load balancing. How can you protect your entire network? Then there is a section for VPN tunneling. Even it took a lot of time for me to prepare the notes for VPN tunneling. Ignore, learning about VPN tunneling, even to prepare the notes, it took a lot of time for me because VPN tunneling is a complex topic. There is a fine line between going into the details of VPN tunneling and understanding VPN tunneling so that you can clear your interviews. What I've done here, I covered VPN tunneling only till the extent that you need to understand it. It's not that, I just covered 10-15 lines in VPN tunneling. If you see, the notes is still very comprehensive. It's very big, but the flow of the notes is designed in a way you will be able to understand the concepts and you will quickly move to the concept one after the other. And you will learn only what you need. This is not 100 pages VPN guide. This is just 10 to 15 pages VPN guide that will help you clear your interviews. Just to make sure you can explain the concepts in the interview so that you can answer scenario-based questions, I have even created some scenarios. The popular VPN-related scenarios. What would you do if there is an issue connecting to the internet through the VPN? Or how do you deal with slow VPN speeds? And what are some real-time DevOps use cases with respect to VPN? Why do you actually use a VPN? All that is covered in the VPN tunneling section. Of course, every section is the same. Just like what you saw in VPN tunneling, I have covered the same things in firewalls, load balancing, etc. Then you will learn about proxies. What is the difference between VPN and proxies? And what are different types of proxies? Then you will learn about CDN. Today, all the millions of concurrent applications, applications that deal with millions of concurrent users, they use CDN. So you will learn what exactly is CDN, how to use CDN, and what are the real-time use cases. So it's not that I have not covered any of this in our YouTube videos. Practically, if you go to our YouTube channel, you can find videos on all of them, including CDN, proxies, firewalls, load balancing, fundamentals of networking, Docker networking, Kubernetes networking. You can find all of that. As I told you, the goal of this notes is for your quick revision. Then Docker networking, and finally Kubernetes networking. Now let me go through one of the folders and show you basically the level of depth that this networking nodes covers. I'll go through a very basic one, IP addressing. Read me file. So we will start with understanding what is an IP address. Then we will learn how IP addressing works. What is the nature of IP addresses? What are different types of IP addresses? I mean IPv4, IPv6. Then a very simple tabular form to explain you what are large networks, medium networks, and small networks. Difference between private IP, public IP, what is subnetting, what are the different types of subnets, how do you identify the subnet mask calculation, where we will also cover about CIDR notation, what is the importance of CIDR, how do you calculate CIDR through some practical examples, and also I've covered the concepts of supernetting and aggregation in CIDR. Then some useful commands about it and DevOps real world use cases. Trust me, this part of the networking guide, the IP addresses, has less number of nodes. When you go to the advanced concepts like VPN tunneling, Kubernetes networking, you will find much detailed notes in this section. Anyways, my goal was to explain what exactly the GitHub repository covers and to what extent it covers. Now you don't have to go for any of the networking paid courses, or you don't have to go for any networking quick revision videos. Just watch our networking video on the channel. That is for 3 hours. It covers basic Linux networking. It covers networking on AWS, networking on Azure as well. And just before your interview or 2 days before your interview, if you feel you want to revise networking concepts, you have the GitHub repository. This is public and completely free. If you want, you can even download the MD files from this GitHub repository to your laptop so that you can use it wherever you go. So this is about the networking guide that I prepared. It took almost 2 days for me to curate the notes in the same order and to provide the level of details that you need. I hope you like the networking guide. Let me finally ask you one simple thing. I'm working on a lot of zero to hero tutorials. From tomorrow, you will see DevSecOps zero to hero on our channel. Recently, I finished MLOps zero to hero on our Udemy. In the same way, I'll keep doing a lot of zero to hero tutorials. Even last week, I uploaded MongoDB zero to hero. All that I need is your support. Still, there are a lot of people who don't know our channel, who don't know the free resources that we provide on our channel. So please just take a small step to share our channel with everyone in your circle. Thank you so much for watching today's video. See you all in the next one. Take care.